Cancer, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Happy day. We are... And it's still in Taurus season. We haven't left yet. Actually, it's a blessing right now. Taurus is earth energy. It's enlivening the earth element, which we totally need. There's been a lot of emotions, a lot of tension. We started the week off with a full moon in Scorpio. And it really is highlighting, I say this a little bit of a broken record. I apologize, but it's so true. It's forcing us to get comfortable and be willing to go after the changes that we need to make. It's not easy right now because we're seeing a lot of things about people, about situations, how they act, how they behave. It's challenging us on a lot of different levels, but it's that value. I keep coming across this too on YouTube, other readers. It's that value of like, if it's broken, maybe you don't want to fix it, right? Like maybe, well, and I actually agree with that. I mean, you know, that's relative. Take it as it resonates with your situation, because the places that, even if there is change needed, i.e. we have to rework, readjust dynamics with people's situations, the people who are willing to work with us to get on board with that, have at it, right? That's like a big thumbs up. This is more about the people's situations that are refusing to acclimate. They're refusing to be flexible or find balance, peace, harmony. And a lot of these places, people, situations are coming from the more toxic things in our life. And that's really what we're trying to pay attention to, right? Changing those things so we can better align with our hopes, our dreams, that Aquarian energy, our wish fulfillment. So that's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles, limitations that we might be coming into. It's also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc., or if you are looking for more of a realignment of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of knowing ourselves, self-awareness, self-love, self-care, that's when we're manifesting happiness and abundance. And so much of that boils down to how well we're taking care of ourselves, right? Easier said than done, modern day, but always here to support. I would love, definitely hit me up, Cancer. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Cancer. So I'm hearing like you have a little bit more of a pep in your step this week. It might not be that like everything's hunky-dory or whatever, peaches and cream, but it definitely like has this vibe of like you have a better handle on things. You have a better handle on the situations, on the BS, and maybe even to the point that you're not really like letting things affect you as much as what it used to, i.e. those more toxic people dynamics that are in our life. It feels like you're finally releasing some of that, which makes a lot of sense because your overarching energy is to relax this week, enjoy the fruits of your labor, or this is just like not even just investing in self, but like putting yourself first, you know? Choosing the things that you love to do that actually make you feel happy and inspired, the way that you kind of just wind down and just enjoy life. Because again, I feel like it's like you just don't want anyone to mess with you or like mess with like your mental, your emotional. You just want to be good this week. I feel like you're coming from this place where some things have been revealed to you, and I don't think this was like a direct conversation. I'm hearing like insight, awareness. Maybe someone said something that was like, oh yeah, that's like totally it. Or like you've been thinking, milling on it for quite some time, and you're actually seeing the what that person was saying, or it's just like an epiphany, right? Not only just from whatever was said or however you got this information, but it definitely looks like you're in this space where, I don't know, something is going to be required of you is what I'm seeing. And you know this. I think this has been freeing on some level. Like I was talking about in the very beginning, your energy feels like it's like a breath of fresh air, like phew, I finally am getting this. Like there's something about it. And I feel like this is directly coming from something that you're seeing them a little bit more clearly, right? A lot of things have been highlighted in the relationships in the collective, things that we can't avoid. This reminds me of that. It's like someone said something about something you were dealing with. Maybe you didn't think that before, but then as you've kind of been moving through, it's like, oh yeah, that kind of is right. And I feel like because you have this level of awareness this week, there's this part of you that wants to get it done and over with, because it is going to require a lot of energy or strength on your end. That's where, and we've been getting this message throughout this week of building your strength, building your fortress, so to speak, right? So that's where that value of investing in yourself or taking care of yourself this week is actually going to serve you for how you move forward. I think that I'm hearing like you need a better plan of action. Right now, Mars has been really weirdly aspected, and so patience is on the agenda. Like we can't really escape it. And when we're making decisions, rash decisions out of the heat of the moment, reacting, etc., it actually doesn't help us in the long run. It's better to really acknowledge what the situation is before you make any steps. Because I think, like I said, plan of action, there's something that you do need to be cognizant of, whether this is you taking notes or whatever. I think that taking that step to put a plan into place, like I said, it's going to better serve you. Because it looks like you're dealing with something that's just very emotional, has a lot of things going on. This makes a lot of sense. The energy in the collective in the astrology has been kind of crazy, kind of wonky, heightened fire and water, which just makes people all over the place. And again, it feels like maybe you didn't see this before, but now you are, or now it's really hard to turn a blind eye. And if anything, it's putting a lot of stress on your plate. Or I'm hearing for some of you, you've had to pick up the pieces. I think that you're calling this person out. It does look like that. Like you're not necessarily letting them get away with whatever they're trying to get away with. Yeah, there's that Queen of Cups. But it doesn't make it easier, right? Like we can call someone out all day long, but if they don't change their behavior, well, that's pretty annoying. You know what I mean? And this is just someone who doesn't really want to, or they can't right now is maybe a better way to say it. They're in this space where there is a lot of pain, there's a lot of grief, and there is this need for healing. Like they can't give you what you want, Cancer, until they themselves are right within themselves. And you know that on some level, but we always kind of just hope that people are managing their shit. You're showing them that you're trying to work with them. You're extending that olive branch, but at the same time, I feel like you're just not getting back what they had originally committed to, or like what they were telling you. And I think that that's kind of where you need a break. A break is definitely needed this week, or finding ways to disconnect yourself from this person situation so you can make that plan of action or do the necessary research that you need to do in order to know how to better move forward. Honestly, unfortunately, what I'm seeing is this person's situation is not really willing to get on board with you. They want it to be their way. And I do see them making certain choices around that because you are holding their feet to the fire and they don't like that. I mean, no one ever does, right? But again, this feels like this is a dynamic where you should be able to say, hey, I'm having this problem. And they're like, okay, I'm really sorry. Maybe I'm not trying to do that, or I don't know what's going on with me right now. Please just be patient. There's an adult way to handle difficulties in life, right? But this person is not able to do that. And again, a lot of this, excuse me, is their own grief, their own pain, their own sadness, and maybe even some ignorance, right? Like when we're in that space of grief, it's really hard to see things clearly. But we have the King of Cups coming up, King and Queen of Cups. So whomever, whatever brought this awareness to you, it's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, and maybe something that you wouldn't have even paid attention to had this Queen of Cups not come along. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person per se. It could just be an epiphany or your intuition highlighting some things, right? Like over and over and over again. You can't dismiss it. I love this with the Queen of Swords. But now that you're understanding this a little bit, I mean, it's not even that you didn't understand it. You just were hoping that it wasn't this way. That's kind of what it looks like. You have different expectations of this person, and they're not really holding up. They're not holding up their end of the bargain. Okay, what is this? Yeah, I get this. Doing our best. And so, yes, I do feel like because you're kind of in this deliberation phase of what the next steps are, it's really important to still put your best foot forward. You know how they operate. They're getting triggered left and right, maybe just not encouraging you to walk on eggshells, excuse me, but there is this value of like just walking cautiously so you're not stirring the pot anymore. And it's not about like them as much as it is about protecting your own sanity. And I feel like as you do that, as you kind of keep things light, keep things as balanced as you possibly can, it really is going to reveal some of this subconscious patterning, meaning that why we get into these types of dynamics, right? Like why we overcompensate when people can't get their shit together. In reality, like, we have to have boundaries, boundaries. And if someone cannot hold up their end, which is their responsibility, it doesn't mean that you have to come in and overcompensate. I think Cancers have a tendency to do that. It's water energy, empathetic, understanding, wanting to, really kind of love and support people with where they're at. But it also looks like that mentality is not getting you very far, because at the end of the day, like I was saying, they're not really on board with you. Even if they're saying that to your face. In their mind, it's kind of just like they're sitting here, well, I'm so hurt. Well, Cancer's doing X, Y, and Z, or they're not doing X, Y, and Z, and so I have a right to behave this way, which is not really true, right? But there's something about this where the way that you are, maybe coddling them a little bit is actually enabling the bad behavior. And there's different options. There's unlimited potential. And I think that that's definitely why Spirit's saying, take a break, relax, enjoy life, disconnect from the burden, from the stress, etc. It's going to bring a lot more clarity to you this week, and it's not going to feel so stressful, right? Definitely take some of that stress off your plate this week, Cancer. You totally deserve it. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated here for you. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.